術式反転赤
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 20 anime powers that can beat anything. For this list, we'll be looking at the abilities used by anime characters that are so out there that they just can't be stopped. Doesn't matter if the character using it was bested, we're purely focusing on the power itself and its potential. Also, we won't be including the death notes, since that's more of a weapon than a power.
That settles it. The death note. It's for real.
Number 20. Crime and Punishment. Bungo Stray Dogs. There's a reason why the leader of the rats in the House of the Dead is so feared, and it's all thanks to his devastating close-range ability.
僕は罪僕は罰知ってるかい罪と罰は仲良しなんだ教会が消滅する
While most of Fyodor's ability is a complete mystery, one thing is for certain. You won't be coming back from it. With just a simple touch, Crime and Punishment can instantly kill anyone who comes into contact with him.
これが僕の本当の異能力です
It's not even limited to skin-to-skin contact, as demonstrated when he killed a government agent who grabbed him while wearing clothes.
待てそいつに触れるな
Number 19. Meatball. My Hero Academia. This disgusting quirk is so over the top that we're surprised this Shiketsu high school student hasn't instantly risen to the top of the pro hero world. With Meatball, Seiji Shishikura can manipulate any opponent's flesh that gets too close to him. This means he can render them into useless blobs of flesh with no way of fighting back. In order to activate this ability, all it takes is one touch of his levitating flesh, which was more than enough to take down a powerful quirk user such as Bakugo.
出直してくるがいい
止血高校2年宍倉誠司個性精肉
Number 18. Devil Might Beam. Dragon Ball. You'd be surprised to hear that even early Dragon Ball had something devastating enough to beat everything. All the way back in the Fortune Teller Baba saga, Goku and friends encounter Spike the Devil Man, whose signature attack is the Devil Might Beam.
He discovered he could exploit his opponent's negative thoughts.
With this, he can exploit his target's negative thoughts, no matter how great or small they are, leading to their hearts exploding.
And caused it to expand until his opponent's heart literally exploded.
According to Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama, it's unlikely that this attack could hit any of the later opponents in the franchise, but the possibility still exists. Imagine if Frieza had been hit with this.
And fills his heart. Now, rise, come forth!
Number 17. Book of the End. Bleach. Why even bother attempting to fight your opponents if you can just manipulate their past?
確かに体の中に刃が入ってくる感触があったのに
Manifesting itself in his bookmark, Tsukishima's Fullbring is a katana that gives him the ability to insert himself into the target's past. This means he can manipulate them into thinking he's someone incredibly important in their life, such as a family member, friend, or lover.
してるのどうしたんだようちにしゅうちゃん苦しそうだろ話してやれよ
He can also continue to modify their past, just in case he wants to make any last-second changes. This ability takes gaslighting to a whole other level. Number 16. The goal of all life is death. Overlord. As an incredibly powerful sorcerer, Ainz Ulgon has a wide array of instant kill spells, like the one he used against Gazef.
Delay magic. True です
If instant death spells don't sound broken enough, Ainz can unleash his special skill, the goal of all life is death.
スキル The goal of all life is death
With this ability, he can strengthen any instant death to the point where it can bypass any immunity or resistance, meaning death is certain. The technique is so powerful that Ainz is able to kill the brainwashed Shaltia even though she was already undead.
命なき者にすら死を与える力を目にした感想はどうだ、シャルティア。
Number 15. Looting. Charlotte. You may look like he's a talented fighter to your average person, but there's a lot more than meets the eye to this first-year transfer student.
何やってんだてめえ。
Originally known as Plunder, Yu is able to take over the consciousness of any opponent for 5 seconds, which may not seem like a long time, but believe us when we say it's more than enough for him to take down any opponent.
クラスで頭のいい奴らに乗り移りまくって怪盗を暗記して戻って怪盗欄を埋めるのを繰り返す。
Later in the series, its true form is revealed. Known as looting, you can steal the abilities of any other ability user and make them his own, making him even more broken than ever before. Number 14. Baryon Mode. Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. Throughout the years, Naruto has gained some incredible abilities, but his most recent addition blows everything out the water.
あいつは俺が倒す。
Consuming both Naruto and Kurama's chakra in order to create a new type of energy, Baryon Mode not only increases his fighting ability, but grants a unique ability where he can literally drain the lifespan of his opponents with every hit. Unfortunately, Baryon Mode has massive drawbacks, the main one being that Kurama had to sacrifice himself in order to activate it. But for a very short time, Naruto was granted something that could take down literally anything. Number 13. Gear 5th. One Piece. After Gear 4th, none of us could have predicted where Luffy's power would go next. And when it finally debuted during the Wano arc, it blew all our expectations out the water. With this newly awakened form, Luffy is able to manipulate his body even further, and also the environment around him. These new powers grant him insane abilities very reminiscent of classic Western cartoons, making him nigh impossible to beat. We honestly feel kinda sorry for Kaido, who was subjected to some of the most embarrassing effects of this ability. Number 12. Hakai. Dragon Ball Super. It's no wonder that these powerful fighters don the title of God of Destruction when they have this absolutely incredible ability.
And now, Hakai!
By channeling their power of destruction, these gods are able to obliterate any opponents with very little effort. After a quick hand sign, the ability is over and done with so quick that we wonder if it's even possible to counter it.
Hakai.
This ability is so busted that it even works on people who are already dead, as evidenced by the time Beerus used it on a ghost.
What's happening? What are you doing to me?
It doesn't matter if you're an animal, mineral, or ghost. There's nothing in the universe Lord Beerus can't destroy.
Number 11. Limitless. Jujutsu Kaisen. Limitless doesn't even begin to describe how insane this ability is. This inherited technique allows Gojo to bring the concept of infinity into reality, allowing him to control space at will. Combined with his gift, 6 Eyes, which allows full control over his cursed energy, Gojo can render enemy attacks completely useless, as they'll never be able to reach him.
バカな、さっきとはわけが違う。わしは確かに触れて殺した。君が触れたのは、僕との間にあった無限だよ。
With his red and blue Limitless techniques, Gojo can go on the full offensive and devastate his opponents. And if he combines these colors, he can erase the target out of reality.
挙式
紫。
And this is all before his domain expansion, which can trap his opponents within infinity.
無料空所。
Number 10, Predator. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
ユニークスキル捕食者
Normally, a sentient blob of goo couldn't hope to handle the dangers of a fantasy world. Unless, of course, he can absorb everything around him and add their attributes to his own. Whether it's some magical herbs or a tsundere dragon, there's nothing that Rimuru can't devour, and thanks to the abyss that is his stomach, he's got unlimited storage.
ユニークスキル捕食者を使用しますか?
Yes!
Considering how many top-tier creatures there are out there just waiting to become snacks, it won't be long before this little slime becomes the most powerful being to ever exist. Bottoms up, lad.
お前が飢えるものなら俺は食らうものだ
Number 9, Body Change, Dragon Ball Z. Ah, Ginyu. Such a feared officer in Frieza's army. Didn't end up amounting to much, did he? While his fighting skills left a lot to be desired, his innate power to swap bodies could have paved the way for him to become the strongest in the galaxy.
Hey, this new body is pretty quick.
Think about it. If he managed to pick a good target and actually land the hit, he could have swapped bodies with fighters well above his station. Frieza, Cell, Boo, he could have had his pick of the litter. If only he put more thought into his battle strategy and less on his poses.
What's this? My old body? It's you!
Number 8, Hakuware. Hunter x Hunter.
Hakuware! Hatsudo!
Honestly, nearly all the Nen abilities used by hunters are a force of nature by themselves. While there's no doubt the likes of Killua and Netaro's personal arsenal could devastate most foes, we're actually going to give this one over to Knuckle.
時間です利息がつきますなんなんだこいつは
Able to slowly drain the strength of his opponent over a period of time, theoretically, not even the upper echelons of the Chimera Ant's vanguard would be able to handle it. Sure, you have to survive long enough for the effects to show, but in the hands of an experienced veteran, this emission/manipulation type could make any opponent sweat.
仮におめえが黙って立ってるだけでも260秒後つまり4分20秒後には飛ぶ
Number 7, Nightmare Teller. The 7 Deadly Sins.
Nightmare Teller. Humans can be so fragile.
Not sure why Gautha hasn't busted this out more often, because this illusion technique is a surefire way to keep both humans and demons down for the count.
I recommend not overthinking things.
What's going on? It's a nightmare. Did you have a bad dream?
Trapping his foe within their own heads, the goat sin of lust manipulates the memories of a person in order to create an endless cycle of nightmares until their sanity all but crumbles.
I'm leaving now, but you're never going to awaken from your nightmare.
Even if beasts like Escanor manage to find a light at the end of the tunnel and escape, they won't be doing so without some severe mental trauma.
I'm being swallowed.
nightmare terror.
Number 6, Hobby Fruit, One Piece. If not for the heroic actions of our Lord and Savior, God Usopp, it's likely this Devil Fruit ability would have continued to consume all of Dressrosa. The only reason it failed was due to Sugar's own weak disposition when it came to jump scares, but that still doesn't take away from the severity of her power. Get on a bad side and you'll find yourself transformed into a sentient toy, while your very existence is erased from the minds of the population. Honestly, that's more terrifying than sharing a bed with Big Mom. Number 5, Lelouch's Geass. Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion.
I, Lelouch V. Britannia, command you. Now all of you, die!
While he's not the only one with the power of kings at his disposal, Lelouch's particular peepers are the ones to be feared. With but a glance, the man known as Zero can completely hypnotize an individual into doing his bidding. Whether it be spilling their darkest secrets or even taking their own life. While it can only be used on a person once, the effects can be catastrophic and far-reaching, evident from Yuffie's newfound desire to kill.
I was hoping you'd all just commit suicide, but you can't, can you? Okay, soldiers, please kill the Japanese!
And he did all this with one eye. Imagine what he could have done with two, outside of dematerializing his parents.
No matter what, I'll always reject the world you envision. Be gone now!
Number 4, Imagine Breaker, a certain magical index.
Damn you!
There truly is nothing more satisfying than seeing a cocky Esper realize they're facing a guy who is essentially a psychic off-switch. While his own luck may be forfeit, Toma's right arm truly is the ultimate deterrent, able to disable the seemingly unstoppable powers of beasts like Accelerator, opening them up for a well-earned punch to the jowls.
Let's see who's the stronger one now!
Don't think that cutting it off will somehow give you an edge. Some guy tried that and all he got for his efforts was a painful lesson in how you can't break the Imagine Breaker. No wonder Fiamma went down so easily.
If you believe that yours is the only way, that you alone can save the people of this world, then I'll start by laying waste to that pathetic delusion!
Number 3, All Fiction, Medica Box.
早とちりしないでおくれ。僕が来た時にはもうこうなっていたんだよ。だから僕は悪くない。
He may be all about the smiles and taking a gander at panties, but make no mistake, Kumagawa excels at taking away everything you hold dear. While others can claim to have a minus, the ultimate loser puts all others to shame by draining reality of its contents one bit at a time. The dude removed all color from existence just to mess with an artist he had a beef with.
たとえこの世から色がなくなったところで、女子のパンツの色気は永遠のものだ。
Imagine what he could do if he decided to get a tad more creative. Suddenly, death by oversized screws doesn't sound so bad.
けるな！こんな色あせた世界に何の意味がある！
Number 2, Serious Punch, One Punch Man. He's the hero that can destroy meteors, mountains, and monsters of all sizes with just a casual swing. What hope in fresh hell does anyone have when he decides to put some actual effort into his punches? There have been very few who have managed to nudge Saitama into unleashing a technique from his serious moves list, and the effects have always been the same. Some poor villain gets decimated like all the rest who ever squared up to him, only now with a much bigger boom. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Gold Experience Requiem. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. For those of you who were struggling to comprehend how King Crimson worked, worry no longer, because this Golden God's power is so staggering, even something that can erase time is of no consequence to it. Not only does it pack a hell of a wallop, but Requiem doesn't settle for basic kills. If you're one of the unlucky ones that ends up dying from its onslaught, you can look forward to suffering a string of demises for all eternity, all because Requiem has permanently removed the effect from the cause, preventing his victims from ever arriving at the truth, even if said truth is the sweet release of death. Enjoy the ride, Diavolo. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.